last night in Edmonton, Phil Kessel, he actually moved 2 clear of Doug Jarvis for second all-time on the Ironman streak. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because he passed Jarvis on Sunday, and there really wasn't a lot of attention paid to it, which is interesting compared to when you look back earlier in the year, and it seemed like every couple of days it was Yandel watch. What was going on with Keith Yandel? And as you can see, he ultimately has the record at 978, Kessel down at 966. But the Yandel thing was a huge deal. And part of it was the fact that, he was staying in the lineup largely because of that streak. Even going back to his time in Florida, Yandel was, not getting healthy scratched because I think there was fear about the backlash of if that's what ended his Ironman streak. You look at Kessel now, 966 consecutive games. And aside from the one game in Detroit where he quickly jumped on a jet after one shift and one shot on goal so he could be with his wife while she was having their first child, Kessel has been in the lineup and been a key player for basically all 966 of those games. Like, what an incredible accomplishment from a guy in Phil Kessel, who is often the butt of a lot of jokes. But then you look at this streak and you go, man, like, what a career, what a run by Kessel.
Great guy, loves the game, right? I mean, he's only a dozen games off of Keith Yandel, and I think that's kind of this perspective that you have to look at it as which one of these two can make it last longer? And if you have to put your money on it, I'd probably say Phil Kessel, because I'm not sure where Keith Yandel's going to end up after this season in Philadelphia. And, look at Kessel's games, dozen off. He's still put up 40 points in 66 games this year. He's got 11 on the power play. If that team was better in Arizona and could surround him with some higher end players, I have no doubt in my mind he'd be right back at his usual totals. And I think the big question for Phil in the future is, what does his next contract look like? I mean, he's playing for an $8 million cap hit currently. It's probably unmovable at the trade deadline. Where does he go next year? Is it a $3 million deal, 4, 5, 1, 2 years? I can't imagine it'll be long term, but he is a dad now. You'd think he's going to want to stay in one place. He's accomplished everything he wants in hockey. 2 Stanley Cups. Should have had a Conn Smythe. He got robbed of that. One of the playoff rounds or the playoff series when the Penguins won the Stanley Cup. And he's just a legend, dude. And the best part was the last game he played against Edmonton last night. He hardly took anything in warmups. Skates out and barely moves. Look at the distance here. Okay, this is Karel Vejmelka and Josef Kozhinash, the 2 goaltenders with the hardest names in the world to pronounce. Kessel moved just over 200 to 300 feet more in warmups and was on the ice for 10 minutes. That is conservation of movement. That is saving your energy for the game. He knows when the puck drops, that's when it matters, Tyler.
Yeah, I love that as too. Work smarter, not harder, right? Phil, 966 straight games. He knows exactly what he needs to do in warm up to be ready, and that's the end right there. But I love it. Congrats to Phil Kessel on moving into second all time there. And let's.